So I finally found and Blanc bought Armani Strong Overdue Tobacco, and this is going to be really exciting because this is a fragrance I've been looking for quite a while. So I'm going to open this up and give you my first impressions of what it smells like and also my initial thoughts on usage, performance, mass appeal and more. Some of the notes in Armani Strong Overdue Tobacco are pink pepper, black pepper, cardamom, elemi, sage, tobacco, cinnamon leaf, chestnut, chili pepper, bourbon vanilla, amber, gaiac wood and benzoin. I've had so many in my comments saying that this Strong Overdue Tobacco is the best in the Strong Overdue line, so this is going to be interesting for sure. And of course, up in the air. Up in the air, this smells familiar. I'm not sure, maybe Strong Overdue absolutely-ish. Let's see how it smells on hand. This is definitely intensely spicy in the opening. This in a way reminds me once again about maybe like a little bit of Absolutely, but I do feel that this in a way goes in its own way, at least when it comes to the opening. If you don't enjoy black pepper and cardamom, then this is definitely not for you. But for everyone else, if you enjoy spicy intense openings, especially if you enjoy black pepper and cardamom, then you will most likely enjoy the opening. So a few minutes into the opening and moving into the mids, this gets even more intensely spicy, but that spiciness is sort of balanced up by an aromatic touch. However, that aromatic touch is, at least to my nose and at least based on this first impression, is not that prominent. So when this thing hits the mids, this is gorgeously intensely spicy with an aromatic touch, which basically brings Strong Overdue Tobacco a bit of sort of an aromatic brightness and freshness. And the more it heads into the mids, the sweeter I feel it gets. However, at this point, I don't feel this is something super sweet or anything, but there's definitely a bit of sweetness in the mids, and I'm getting that sweetness with something that definitely reminds me of that chestnut from the OG and from Absolutely. However, that part in here is not exactly the same as it is in the original and in Absolutely. So the mids to me at this point is still intensely spicy. You still have that cardamom pushing through. The mids is also where Strong Overdue Tobacco starts to get a bit sweet. However, I don't find this to be a super sweet scent. And I'm also picking up on something that reminds me of that sort of a signature Strong Overdue chestnut that can be found in at least the OG and Absolutely. And in the background, there's an aromatic touch, giving the whole thing a bit of sort of an aromatic freshness and brightness. The opening was definitely a nice one. However, the mids is really where Strong Overdue Tobacco starts to get a lot more exciting. So I'm gonna give this thing some time to dry down. So the dry down is where I'm finally picking up on that sort of a signature Strong Overdue vanilla together with quite a prominent dose of tobacco. The tobacco in here is definitely not of any sort of a challenging kind. This is definitely a very mass appealing kind of tobacco compared to some other more intensely and sort of raw tobacco focus scents. There's nothing challenging about the tobacco in Strong Overdue Tobacco, and I really like the combo of that tobacco together with that sort of a signature Strong Overdue vanilla. At this point in the dry down, this definitely has a bit of sweetness to it, but like a quick comparison with one of the most intensely sweet in the line, Strong Overdue Intensely, this is nowhere near that kind of sweetness. So the dry down to me, that Strong Overdue vanilla together with what is, at least to me, a very mass appealing dose of tobacco. There's a bit of sweetness in there as well, like a dose of smooth, warm sweetness. However, I don't feel this is an intensely sweet fragrance. In the dry down, this turns quite ambery as well. So you get a fantastic dose of ambery warmth and shine. This sort of like if you took a bit of the OG, a bit of Strong Overdue Absolutely together with the ambery side of Strong Overdue Amber. However, the amberness of Strong Overdue Amber has that one has a bit of sort of an airiness to it that I'm not picking up here. And of course, the main thing that separates this from the other ones in the line is quite a prominent dose of tobacco. I definitely like Stronger With You tobacco, and I actually like it quite a bit. I'm trying to think what other tobacco focused fragrances do I have that reminds me of this. And I'm actually gonna say that thanks to that sort of a Stronger With You vanilla and that hint of chestnut that I'm getting, and the overall blend does give this a bit of uniqueness. I don't think I have anything that is exactly like this. So here are my initial thoughts on the vibe of Stronger With You tobacco. This is definitely a sexy scent, and this together with Stronger With You Absolutely and Stronger With You Leather are definitely the ones in the line that are the most sexy. Here are my initial thoughts on the performance of Stronger With You tobacco based on my first impression. So this might change with a bit of usage, but based on this first impression and based on how it oozes off from my skin and how it lingers in the air around me, maybe not beast mode, but definitely a strong scent. And pretty much all of the ones in the, I'm not sure what they call it, the exclusive line, are fragrances with both good projection and good longevity. So here are my initial thoughts on usage, so like seasons and occasions. This is definitely tobacco. It's a warm tobacco scent that's intensely spicy and a bit sweet with a prominent warm vanilla. So this definitely leans more towards fall, winter and spring. When it comes to occasions, definitely date night, because this is such a sexy scent. Definitely when going out, this seems to, at least based on this first impression, have the performance to stand out. So who's Armani Stronger With You for? I think that the sort of a baseline is that you should enjoy the scent of tobacco, even though I do feel that this is definitely among some of the most sort of a mass appealing kind of tobacco scents. Number two, I do think it's a good thing if you already know that you enjoy that sort of a signature Stronger With You vanilla, because this has quite a prominent dose of it. Number three, I definitely think you should be someone who usually enjoys quite spicy, intensely spicy fragrances, because this is definitely intensely spicy, at least in the opening through to the mids. Stronger With You tobacco definitely has a bit of sweetness in it. However, I don't feel this is intensely sweet. But if you're someone who usually dislike any kind of sweetness, then definitely stay away from this. So basically, if you're someone who absolutely loves that Stronger With You sort of a DNA and usually enjoy tobacco fragrances, then you will most likely absolutely love this. When it comes to price, I paid about $120 for 100 ml, which basically puts this slightly below some of the other ones in this line and slightly above. This is interesting. The more I smell it and the more this heads into the dry down, I was reminded of another one of my fragrances, and one which is one of my fragrances for life, Harold from Parfums de Marly. So this, when it starts to go into the sort of a far dry down, definitely gave me a bit of Harold vibes. But with that said, they are definitely not the same, but I did get some sort of a Harold vibes in the dry down. I really like Stronger With You tobacco. I mean, this is basically my kind of scent. That gorgeous Stronger With You vanilla with a fantastic dose of tobacco with just the right amount of sweetness makes this a fantastic one. So yes, Stronger With You tobacco, at least based on this first impression, gets a big like from me. Now I would absolutely love to know how you feel about Stronger With You tobacco. Is it a like? Is it a dislike? Do you absolutely hate it? Or do you feel that it's a great one? Like this video, I really appreciate it. Make sure you hit that subscribe. Make sure you check out the videos over there, and I'll see you in the next one.